All right, just gonna verify working. Yep, everything's working. So I'm just going to go to my tests here. I think I'm gonna do the passenger one right now. Okay. So there's 4 of these. Okay, so this is always gonna be fun. Studying for these stupid freaking things. Alright, so you must stop your bus between 15 and 50 feet before a road crossing. Yes. Alright, and then you need to evacuate your bus in an emergency. Passengers should be directed to a safe place, no less than, I believe it's 100 feet from the bus. Off tracking on the rear wheels is affected by faster speed on turns and curves, sharper turns and curves, greater distance. It's going to be all of those. Then your bus is disabled. The bus with riders aboard may be towed or pushed to a safe place only if getting off the bus would be riskier for the riders. When driving at more than 40 miles per hour, what is the safe minimum following distance for ideal daytime conditions? So it's that one, because it's 1 second for every 10 feet of your vehicle. Then you round that up to the nearest whole second, and then you add a second to that. So if it's 2.7 seconds, you round up to 3 and then add 1, so then it's 4 seconds. If you have riders aboard, you must never fill your bus. That's going to be in a closed building, because windows open don't matter. Without a static chain don't matter. That is just kind of stupid. Carry-on baggage cannot be stored, obviously, in the aisles, because then it gets in the way. So the driver's seat should be adjusted only when the bus is at a stop. That just doesn't make sense. And yeah, I mean, not safe. So buses may have recapped or regrooved tires, not on any wheels. No, not when you're going less than 40. No. Yep. Man. When you are not sure who has the right of way, the safest course of action is to let the other person have the right of way. That one. Commercial bus drivers must have a CDL if, and this is the trick question here, because this is typically what you would think is the correct answer for like a tractor trailer, because 26,001 and that's a CDL. But with a bus, it's if you have more than 16 passengers, including the driver. Which I'm not sure why they include the driver, but the interlock system for the brake and accelerator on a transit coach may be used not to replace the parking brake. No. Yes, as a safety feature when the exit door is open. Man. Freaking throat. According to federal regulations, the minimum depth required for tire tread on steering axle tires is 430 seconds, because it's 230 seconds. Wait. Yes, steering. So 430 seconds on steering and then 230 second on drives. Which of these forms of signaling is not recommended? The signaling of, oh, it's safe to come on by. So signaling on the other side is safe to pass your bus. Yes. The standee line is a 2-inch line on the floor to the rear of the driver's seat. Yes. And then all of the following should be in good working order before driving. Which item must be in good working order before the bus can leave? Obviously, your service brakes, because if those aren't working, you're real screwed. At the end of each shift, you should inspect your bus, report any defects, and take all your personal belongings. Yeah, all of those are true. So all answers are correct. Before you start to drive, you must inspect all of the following except, obviously, the AM/FM radio, because you want to Inspect the steering mechanism, the parking brake, and the windshield wipers. The traffic light on a drawbridge is green. You should cross as fast as possible. Definitely makes sense. Slow down and make sure it's safe to proceed. Yes. No, and no. If you are performing your vehicle inspection test on a coach or transit bus, you will have to inspect the baggage compartments and make sure that the baggage compartment doors are able to latch securely. And then bus accidents, that mostly happens at intersections. Yeah, bus accidents often happen at intersections. Use caution, even if a signal or stop sign controls other traffic. When stopping for railroad tracks, you must stop no closer than how many feet before the nearest track? That would be 15 feet. When should you check your mirrors for a lane change? Literally all of the above, because you want to do it before signaling, you want to do it right after the lane change, and completing the lane change. When transporting passengers on charter or intercity buses, you should explain passenger comfort and safety rules. No, absolutely not, because that does not sound like a good motor coach operator before the trip. Because you want to do that before a violation occurs. Don't want to talk while on the road, because you're not supposed to talk to your passengers while driving. And obviously not then, because that could be on the road. You want to do it before you start your trip. Which of the following statements are true? You can tow a disabled bus with passengers aboard only to the nearest safe spot to let them off. You can tow a disabled bus with riders aboard only if it's dangerous for riders to get off. Both of the above are true. 100%. Nice. Federal regulations set an axle weight limit of blank pounds on a tandem axle that is 4 feet apart. That would be 34,000 pounds. At drawbridges with no signal, you must stop at least 50 feet before the draw of the bridge. Yes. A bus may carry baggage or freight only if it is secured so that the driver can move freely and easily. Any driver can use all exits. Riders are protected from falling or shifting packages, or all answers are correct. That would be all answers are correct. Oh, man. In general, standees on a bus are not permitted to stand between the fixed seats. No, that's fine. In front of the standee line, yeah, that's correct, because that one right there. Rules require shippers to mark containers of hazardous materials with a material name, ID number, and hazard label, both. The following are some situations that require special attention from all drivers. Which one is an even bigger problem for the driver of a vehicle with a low ground clearance? That'd be humps and dips, right there. A straight vehicle weighing 20,000 pounds, which hauls 20 passengers, falls into which CDL class? Well, in the state of Wisconsin, Class C is a normal driver's license, but I think a normal driver's license in Michigan is a D. So C. Prohibited practices on the bus include filling your bus with riders on board, talking with riders while driving, towing and disabled. All answers are correct. You must put a loaded bus into motion from a stopped position on a steep upgrade. Which of these is the best technique to follow when you have a bus with a manual transmission? Slowly release the clutch while slowly release that clutch while releasing the parking brake. You may sometimes haul small arms ammunition, emergency shipments of drugs, or hospital supplies on a bus. The total weight of all such hazardous materials must not be greater than 500 pounds. Individually, it's 100. So, yeah, but 500 altogether. Which of these is a good rule for backing a straight bus? None, because it's telling you to back the opposite of the drive, back toward the opposite end of the driver. Turn the steering wheel away from the direction in which you want to back. Use voice signals. No. All right, there we go. How are buses to handle most railroad grade crossings? Come to a complete stop before crossing. Slow down and prepare to stop. If a train is approaching, it would come to a complete stop. Which of the following statements about hazardous materials are false? You can carry any hazardous material on your bus as long as they are properly labeled. That is incorrect. Buses, yeah, so, yeah. If a passenger is drunk or disruptive, you may follow your carrier's guidelines, drop the person off in a safe, well-lit public area, drop the person off at the next scheduled stop, or do any of the above. Always check the interior of the bus before driving to ensure rider's safety. What are you looking for? The emergency exit sign on an emergency door must be clearly visible. Aisles and stairwells should always be clear. All seats must be securely fastened to the bus, and or all of the above. That would be all of the above. To prevent theft and vandalism on a charter bus, make frequent stops to check on the bus's interior. Collect all the valuables from the passenger. Do not allow riders on the bus until departure time. Yes. Install cameras. The hell? Sounds like a creep move right there. When pulling out of a bus stop, start moving as soon as your passengers are loaded. No. Watch for poles and tree branches. What the hell? Okay. Which of the following answers lists the 3 types of emergency equipment you must have on your bus? Emergency reflectors, yes. Fire extinguisher, yes. Signal, no. No. Fire extinguisher, spare electrical fuses, yes. Due to the extreme size of a bus, the driver must watch for poles and wires, clearance your bus needs, gaps your bus needs to accelerate, and all answers are correct. Yes, all answers are correct. When do you sign post-inspection reports? There we go. Before you start your trip, only if repairs are needed. After it is certified and there are no repairs needed. Yes. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Which of these statements about speed management is true? Your posted speed limit is safe for all conditions. That is absolutely not true. You should be able to watch within or stop within the distance that you can see ahead. Yes. The heavier the bus, the less stopping distance required. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's definitely that one. The heavier you are, the less amount of stopping distance you need. Definitely makes sense. If a rider wants to bring a car battery or a can again, that's not allowed. So no. Can't happen. When arriving at the destination, announce the location, departure time. Yes. The reason for stop. Yes. All answers. Yes. In a pressurized cooling system, coolant level should be checked only by a mechanic. No, because you could check yourself. Only while the engine is hot. No, because that's not accurate. Every 90 days. No, because what happens if something happens 10 days in? No answers are correct. When hauling hazardous materials on a bus, the total weight for any one type of substance cannot exceed 100. It's 500 for a total, 100 per. If your bus has an emergency exit door, it must be secured when operating the bus. Always have a red electric. No. Yes, there we go. When must the driver's inspection report be completed? At the end of every workday. Federal regulations do not allow a driver to drive if he or she is ill or impaired and the condition interferes with the ability to drive safely. Yes, that would be correct. Which of the following types of cargo can never be carried on a bus with riders? Obviously, tear gas. You do not have to stop but slow down at streetcar crossing. Railroad tracks marked as exempt or abandoned. All of those. An oncoming vehicle keeps its high beams on. You should deal with this hazard by turning your high beams on. No. Putting down your visors to block the beams. No. Blinking your trailer or side lights. No. Looking to the right side of your lane. Yes, that would be correct. In general, the best braking technique to use in maintaining a safe speed when driving on a downgrade is fanning or pumping. No, is snub brake. Snub braking. Which of these statements about gear ranges in buses with automatic transmission is true? Lowest ranges should be used for greater engine brake. Yes. The proper time to cancel your turn signal for a lane change is about halfway through. No. No. Yes. When the maneuver is complete. If your bus becomes disabled on a freeway or an expressway and you must stop on the left side of the road, it is best to stop so that the bus is at an angle to traffic with the front door facing the downstream side of traffic. Yes. Which of the following must be closed while the bus is in motion? Emergency windows. If your bus leans toward the outside of a banked curve, you are definitely driving too fast. How many folding aisle seats are allowed? Nothing is allowed in the aisle. While crossing railroad tracks, you should not downshift if your bus has a manual. Yes, or not shift at all. No defects are listed on it. You have personally witnessed all the defects listed on the report being repaired. You know the previous driver personally and trust him or her. No, that sounds stupid. The effects listed on it have been certified as either repaired or not needing to be repaired. Yes. Bingo. 100%. Can a bus carry 100 pounds each of class 1, 3, 4, and 5? That answer is yes. Which of these statements about speed, management, and braking is true? You need about 4 times as much. Yes. You do not have to stop, blank, but you must slow down and check for other vehicles at streetcar crossing. It is best to wear your seatbelt always. Which of these is the best general rule for night driving? Drive slightly faster. No, drive slightly slower. Increase the normal daytime following distance by 1 second. Buses may carry small arms ammunition labeled ORMD. As a driver of a bus, how can you best avoid hindering other traffic on the highway by staying in the right-hand lane? The posted speed on a curve is safe for cars in good weather. Which of the following statements about the roof hatches is true? You may not leave the roof hatches open at any time. Always leave the roof hatches partly open. You can lock the roof hatches in a partly open position for fresh air. Yes, that would be correct. Charter drivers should not allow drivers in the bus until departure time. Mention and explain the rules. Yes, that would be correct as well. A disruptive passenger may be thrown off the bus. Should not be discharged where it would be unsafe for them. Yes. When it is carried on a bus, hazardous material must be labeled, stored in the no. Yes, labeled. You must be alert for road hazards so that law enforcement personnel can be called. Accident reports will be accurate. You can help impaired drivers. You will have time to plan your escape if the hazard becomes an emergency. Before leaving your stop, you should wait for a sufficient gap in traffic. Start to pull out as soon as you signal. Assume that the other drivers will yield to you. Make sure all passengers are sitting down. Wait for a sufficient gap. But I got that wrong there for a second. When you inspect your bus, you must make sure that every hand, hold, and railing are secure. Riding signaling devices are working. Emergency exit handles are secure. All of those would be correct. Charter bus drivers should allow drivers to drink and no. Have conversation with passengers? No. Remind riders to take carry-ons with them whenever they get off the bus. Yes. Which of the following statements about the interior of a bus is false? Never drive with an open emergency exit door or window. That would be true, so no. The seats must be safe for riders and securely fastened to the bus. Not that important. If there is a red emergency door light, it must work. If you use your outside lights, you don't need to. Yeah, no, that's bogus. When the roads are slippery, you should add 1 more second to your following distance. Keep much more space in ideal conditions than in ideal conditions. Keep the same amount of space. What about speed up? feel like that's probably the correct answer, right? Which seats must be equipped with the seatbelt? The driver's seat. You have passed all the requirements for a Class B bus driver's license. Which of these vehicles are you not licensed to drive? Class A. Ah, voila. Okay, so test 1, I got 100%. Test 2, I got 100%. Test 3, I got 100%. And test 4, I got 100%. Okay, so, well, that makes it really easy. There's school bus. I don't really want to do school bus right now. Also tanker. Man, I should just do a random one for the hell of it. Oh man, they have pre-trip ones. Oof. Oof. Hazardous materials. I know nothing about that. So let's see. Combination. I wonder how much of this I still know. Let's see. Probably not much. Let's check though. When should you use the hand valve to park a combination vehicle? Never. Which answer is correct for... Oh, I also didn't even do it in Michigan. Anyway, doesn't matter. Which answer is correct for the air valves when testing the trailer service brakes only? Oh, no. Okay, so when testing the trailer service brakes only. Service brake off, parking brake off, trailer supply in or open, trolley applied. Yes. That was pretty easy. You are coupling a semi-trailer to your tractor, but have not yet backed under the trailer. Wait, but have not yet backed under. The trailer is at the right height when the kingpin is about 1 1/4 inches above the fifth wheel. The end of the kingpin is even with the top of the fifth wheel. The trailer will be raised slightly when the tractor is backed under. Yes. How should you test the tractor-trailer connection for security? Put the tractor in gear and pull ahead with a sharp jerk. What? Pull gently forward in low gear against the locked trailer brakes, then inspect the coupling. Rock the trailer back and forth with the trailer brakes locked. Well, I knew it was one of those two. Oh, that's because it's back and forth. Duh. Yeah, no, you pull forward. So a tug test is essentially. Which answer is correct for the air valves when testing the trailer spring parking brakes only? Okay, so service brake is off, parking brake off, trailer air supply in, open, and then trolley released. Oh, yeah. I'm looking at that very incorrectly. 1 second. Am I able to go back? No, I can't. Whatever. Okay, so your emergency airline breaks or gets pulled apart while you are driving. Loss of pressure will cause the emergency trailer brakes to go on. Air compressor to the pumping air. Trailer supply valve will open. Nothing will happen until air... No, what the hell? 10 PSI? Your emergency airline brakes or gets pulled apart while you are driving. So you supply air to the trailer tanks by pushing in the trailer air supply valve, pulling out the... There are 2 things that a driver can do to prevent rollover. They are 1, keep the cargo as close to the ground as possible, and 2, make sure that the brakes are properly adjusted. Yes, that would be 1. Go slowly around turns. Yes, that would be another. Keep the fifth wheels free play as tight as possible. Oh, shit. Okay, so, I mean, slowly around turns makes the most sense. You are coupling a semi-trailer to your tractor, but have not yet backed under the trailer. Is, you know, whatever. Anywho. Post or pre-trip? When doing the pre-trip, you should tell the examiner each item you are checking and 2 to 3 things you check each item for. True. Should you do an overview of your vehicle as you approach it, including looking for leaks, leaning, or yes, absolutely. When checking the lights at the front of the vehicle, what should you check for? that they work, obviously, that the lens covers are there, lights are securely attached, clean, and working. Yes. When checking the windshield, what should you be looking for? That the windshield is there, not cracked or chipped. I hope the windshield is there. The windshield is there, not cracked or chipped. Clean, the seals are in good condition and not leaking. When opening the hood, you should check the hinges, catches, and springs, the important stuff and under the hood, so nothing okay. Or damage, obviously, yeah. A and C. So checking the mirrors on the outside of the vehicle, you should check for properly mounted, no cracks, clean, all of the above. Yes, all of the above. In the engine compartment, there are 4 fluids you must check. They are windshield wiper fluid, oil, coolant, and moisture or leaks, transmission fluid, oil, coolant, and power steering fluid. Let's see. Oh, I should have probably read a little longer, eh? Moisture or leaks, oil, coolant, power steering fluid. Yes. In the engine compartment, there are 4 major belt or gear-driven components. What are they? Power steering pump, fuel pump, alternator, water pump. Well, so the power steering pump, fuel pump, alternator, air compressor, fuel pump, alternator, air compressor, power steering pump, alternator, air compressor, power steering pump, fuel pump, alternator, water pump. It's D. Okay, well, they definitely failed me when they told me about that, because they did not say that the air compressor was gear or belt driven. Okay, what should you check each of the fluids in the engine compartment for? Proper level, clean of debris, not leaking. Would be all of them. What are the main components of the steering controls found in the engine compartment? So the main components of the steering controls: upper steering linkage, gearbox, tie rod ends, and tie rods. Upper steering linkage, universal joints, tie rod ends. So upper steering linkage, universal joints, power steering pump, pitman arm, drag link, tie rod ends, and tie rod. Yes. What should you check the steering linkage for? All castle nuts are tight and secure, cotter pins in place, no excessive play, all of the above. Which of the following should not get checked in the engine compartment? Oil level, oil pressure. That would be oil pressure. Which of the following is not an engine compartment belt? Power steering belt, water pump belt, safety belt, safety belt. The leaf springs, shocks, U-bolts, shackles, and airbags are part of what system? Oh, dear Christ. That would be the suspension. Hoses in the engine compartment should be checked for cracks, frays, and tears, connections tight and secure, welds, leaks, both A and B, A, B, D, hoses. So A, cracks, frays, tears, connections, tight, secure, leaks, yes. The engine belts should be checked for excessive play, cracks, frays, and tears, overheating, both A and B. Brake lines should be checked for connections tight and secure, no frays, cracks, or damage, no signs of leak. All of the above, yes. Air chambers are a part of the braking system where air is stored for use, not on a commercial. Part of the braking system, yes. Air chambers should be checked for tight and secure, not leaking, not damaged, all of the above. Slack adjuster is part of the braking system. What is maximum play allowed? Quarter of an inch. Oh, it's 1 whole inch. A quarter of an inch is the belt. I don't know why the hell I was thinking a quarter of an inch. Brake pads should be checked for at least 1/4 of an inch of life left, not worn dangerously thin, not cracked or broken. All of them. Brake drums are now out. Oh, wait, what? Are not out of round and have no illegal welds. Oh, so that they're not. Okay. No cracks or illegal welds. Not out of round. No illegal welds and no cracks. Brake drums or discs must not have cracks longer than friction area 1 inch across and 9. I forget what this one is. Okay. I was between those two. Tire tread depths depends on the axle. Yes, the depth should be no less than steers, and then yes. Man. Oh, man. Oh. All right, you must stop your bus between. Obviously, none are correct. You need to evacuate your bus in an emergency. The passengers should be directed to a safe place, no less than blank feet from the bus. Well, if you're in an emergency, the passengers need to be no less than 100 feet of the bus. And then the off tracking of the rear wheels is affected by. All these questions are very freaking basic. All answers are correct. Your bus is disabled. The bus with riders aboard may be towed or pushed to a safe place only if getting off the bus would be riskier. Yeah, that one. When driving at more than 40 miles per hour, what is the safe minimum following distance? That would be 1 second for every 10 feet of vehicle. Yeah, that one right there. Add 1 second. Round up and then add 1 second. If you have riders aboard, you must never fuel your bus with a higher grade of fuel. Yeah, that totally makes sense. In a closed building, yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely that one. Carry-on baggage cannot be stored, obviously, in the aisles, because that's in the way of everyone. Driver's seat should be adjusted only when the bus is at a stop, obviously. Buses may have recapped or regrooved tires anywhere besides the front wheels. Right there. When you are not sure who has the right of way, just give it to the driver. Commercial bus drivers must have a CDL. I hate this question because I always say this one, but it's this one. Because, well, with carrying people, it goes based off of the the people you're traveling or transporting. There we go. That's what I'm thinking of. The interlock system for the brake and accelerator on a transit coach may be used as a safety feature when the exit door is open. Yes. And according to federal regulations, the minimum depth required for tire tread on steering axle tires is steer tires, it's 4/32. Which of these forms of signaling is not recommended? Signaling others that it's safe to pass your bus, which is obvious. A standee line is just a 2-inch line behind the driver's seat that passengers should not pass or stand in front of. All the following should be in good working order before driving. Which item must be in good working order before the bus can leave? Well, I mean, the restroom service is pretty important, right? Destination signs, that's pretty important, I guess. Yeah, service brakes, that's probably more important. At the end of each shift, you should... you don't have to inspect your bus. Why does that matter? Report any defects? Take all your personal belongings. Yeah, I should definitely take all my personal belongings. Before you start to drive, you must inspect all of the following, except... I mean, the AM/FM radio is pretty important. Pretty important. So the steering mechanism, AM/FM radio, obviously. Traffic light on a down bridge. Oh, dear Christ. Drawbridge is green. You should slow down and make sure it's safe to proceed. Oh, Lord have mercy. Sounds like there's something going on outside. Anywho, if you are performing your vehicle inspection test on a coach or transit bus, you will have to inspect the baggage compartments and make sure that the baggage compartment doors latch. Yeah, latch. Bus accidents often happen, obviously, at intersections. When stopping for railroad tracks, you must stop no closer than 15 feet. I almost said 12 feet. That's an odd number. When should you check your mirrors for a lane change? Well, obviously before and after signaling the change, right after starting the lane change, after completing the lane change. Yeah, all of the above. When transporting passengers on charter or intercity buses, you should explain, I am going to close Steam because that is annoying me. When transporting passengers on charter or intercity buses, you should explain passenger comfort and safety rules. Never. Absolutely never. Obviously before the trip. Which of the following statements are true? You can tow a disabled bus with passengers aboard only if the passengers are also disabled. No, I'm kidding. You can tow a disabled bus with riders aboard only if it's both. Different test. Federal regulations, axle weight limit of blank pounds on a tandem axle that is 4 feet apart. That would be 34,000 pounds. I'm going to check something on my phone real quick. Oh, man. Drawbridges with no signal. You must stop at least 50 feet before the draw of the bridge. A bus may carry baggage or freight only if it is secured so that the driver can freely and easily. Any driver can use all exits. Riders are protected from falling or shifting packages. Yes, all of the above. Yes, yes, yes. In general, standees on a bus are not permitted outside the bus. They could be outside the bus standing. That's fine. Nah. In front of the standee line. Yep, that would be correct. Rules require shippers to mark containers of hazardous materials. Just don't mark them and you never know. The following are some situations that require special attention from all drivers. Which one is an even bigger problem for the driver of a vehicle with a low ground clearance? Backing on level ground. Okay. Off tracking on sloped curves, humps, or dips in the road. Yep. Humps or dips in the road. A straight vehicle weighing 20,000 pounds, which hauls 20 passengers, falls into which CDL class? I always confuse this one because in Wisconsin, C is just your normal driver's license. But don't think here C is actually a normal driver's license. I think it's D. Prohibited practices on the bus include feeling your rider. Yeah, okay. Feeling up your riders. Yeah, that makes sense. Filling your bus with riders on board. Talking with riders while driving. Towing a disabled bus. Towing a disabled bus. I mean, shit, if it's not allowed, then. Okay, what do you do with a disabled bus then? All right, you must put a loaded bus into motion from a stopped position on a steep upgrade. Which of these is the best technique to follow when you have a bus with a standard transmission? Hold the foot brake until the clutch has been fully released. Accelerate hard and release the clutch slowly. Okay. Slowly release the clutch while releasing the parking brakes. Yes, that one. You may sometimes haul small arms ammunition, emergency shipments of drugs, or hospital supplies on a bus. The total weight of all such hazardous materials must not be greater than 500 pounds. Which of these is a good rule for backing a straight bus? Yep, definitely do blindside. Yep. Turn the steering wheel away from the direction in which you want the back of. Oh, okay, yep, okay. Use voice signals to communicate with the helper. Might as well just use a two-way radio, right? All right, no. How are buses to handle most railroad grade crossings? Well, you come to a complete stop before crossing. Slow down and prepare to stop if a train is approaching. No, you come to a complete stop at every single one. Which of these which of these statements about hazardous materials are false? You can carry any hazardous material on your bus as long as they are properly labeled. That is incorrect. Incorrect. Because you can't bring tear gas. If a passenger is drunk or disruptive, you may kick them off the bus and run them over. Follow your carrier's guidelines for dealing with unruly passengers. Drop the person off in a safe, well-lit public area. Okay. Any of the above. Thank you. Always check the interior of the bus before driving to ensure rider safety. What are you looking for? Emergency exit sign on an emergency door must be clearly visible. Aisles and stairwells should be clear. Yes, okay, well, 2 are correct, so it has to be all of the above. To prevent theft and vandalism on a charter bus, do not allow riders on the bus until departure time. Yes, that one. Bingo. When pulling out of a bus stop, just pull out whenever you want to. Who cares if passengers are on board? Watch for poles and tree branches. Which of the following answers lists the 3 types of emergency equipment you must have on your bus? Yes, you most definitely need a hydraulic jack. Yeah, that totally makes sense. No, you don't need the fire extinguisher. Don't need that. What is that for? Emergency reflectors, obviously. Fire extinguisher, obviously. Signal flares. Fuck you need signal flares for? Okay. Fire extinguisher. Spare electrical fuses. Yep, good so far. And emergency reflectors. Yes, yes, yes. That one. Due to the extreme size of a bus, the driver must watch for poles and wires. Yes. Clearance your bus needs. Yes. Gaps your bus needs to accelerate. Yes. All answers are correct. Yes. When do you sign post-trip inspection reports after it is certified that there are no repairs needed? Yes. I really don't want to do test 3. Oh boy. Which of these statements about speed management is true? Just speed up until your bus can't speed up no more. If you're going down a hill, who gives a shit? The posted speed limit is safe for all conditions. You should be able to stop within the distance that you can see ahead. I mean, sounds fair enough. The heavier the bus, less stopping distance required. Physics. All answers are correct. That one. If a rider wants to bring a car battery, oh, that's not allowed, so never mind. Nope. When arriving at the destination, announce that you must get off the bus right here, right now. Don't bring your stuff. It is now belonging to me. In a pressurized cooling system, coolant level should be checked only by a mechanic. Yep, that totally makes sense. Only while the engine is hot. That is absolutely retarded. Every 90 days, I think that's even more retarded. No answers are correct. When hauling hazardous materials on a bus, the total weight for any one type of substance cannot exceed, obviously it's 100 pounds, because 500 is total. If your bus has an emergency exit door, it must be secured when operating the bus. Yes, always have a written. No. No. Okay, that one. When must a driver's inspection report be completed? Never, because who does those? All right, I did not say anything at the end of the workday. Federal regulations do not allow a driver to drive if he or she is ill or impaired or drunk. Definitely can't drive while drunk, and the condition interferes with the ability to drive safely. Who cares about driving safely? Money. Money, that's all I need, money. Which of the following types of cargo can never be carried on a bus with riders? Well, I mean, unless I want to tear gas the whole damn bus, tear gas ain't allowed. You do not have to stop bus slowdown at streetcar crossing, railroad tracks marked as exempt or abandoned when a policeman or flag man is directing traffic. All answers are correct. Yeah, all answers are correct. However, I don't want to stop at stop signs either, so too bad that's not up there. An oncoming vehicle keeps its high beams on. You should deal with this by putting a spotlight in his face. Turning your high beams on, yes, absolutely. Putting down your visors to block the beams. Yeah, the driver is going to be gone before you even get those down. Blinking your trailer or side lights, no, that's not blinding enough. Looking to the right side of your lane, well, that's boring. Check DMs, the fuck you mean? 1 second, I'll check DMs in a second. In general, the best braking technique to use in maintaining a safe speed when driving on a downgrade is fanning or pumping the brakes. I'm not trying to fan the brakes like I'm hot or something. No, thank you. Using only the parking brake. Oh, shit. That would be a terrible idea. Use snub braking. Yes, absolutely. Which of these statements about gear ranges in buses with automatic transmissions is true? The highest range should always be used except when roads are slippery. Okay. The highest range should only be used with heavy loads. Okay. All right. Lowest ranges should be used for greater engine braking on downgrades. Yes. The proper time to cancel your turn signal for a lane change or turn is to never turn them on. Okay, so when the maneuver is complete, obviously. If your bus becomes disabled on a freeway or expressway and you must stop on the left side of the road, it is best to stop so the bus is at an angle. Where does it say? At an angle. Yeah, downstream. Yes, yes. Which of the following must be closed while the bus is in motion? Oh, okay. Nope. I think I would want my roof vents. Windows? No. Emergency windows. Yes, yes. There we go. As you check the outside of the bus, close any open emergency exits. Also, close any open access panels for baggage, restroom service, engine, etc. before driving. Okay. If your bus leans toward the outside on a banked curve, you are driving too slowly. Absolutely. Speed it up. Driving on a wet surface. Okay. Driving at the correct speed. No, you should be driving a little bit faster. You could pick those two wheels up. Driving too fast. Yeah, unfortunately, you're driving too fast. We're not trying to be speed racers here. How many folding aisle seats are allowed in a bus? As many as the bus driver allows, but technically 0. While crossing railroad tracks, you should blank if your bus has a manual transmission. Yeah, definitely coast and neutral. That sounds like a great idea. Downshift, yep, okay. Upshift, yep, okay. Nah, don't shift gears at all. Actually, if you're in a low gear, just upshift so then you can go faster. Or downshift, speed up, upshift. There you go. No defects are listed on it. Okay. Yep. All right, that's a great way to start a question. All right. You have personally witnessed all the defects listed on the report being repaired. You know the previous driver personally and trust him or her. Sure. The defects listed on it have been certified as either repaired or not needing to be repaired. All right, well, I knew the mechanic, so he just personally did that for me. Yep. There you go. Can a bus carry 100 pounds each of class 1, 3, 4, and 5 hazardous materials? Yes, it can. Not poison or anything like that. The hell does bust mean? Which of these statements about speed management and braking is true? You need about 4 times as much braking distance at 40 miles per hour as at 20 miles per hour. Yes, that would be correct. You do not have to stop at a red light. Yes, absolutely. Railroad crossing? Yes, absolutely. When a flagger person signals you to stop? Absolutely. At a streetcar crossing, yeah. Yep, at a streetcar crossing. It is best to wear your seat belt only when you will be driving over 35 miles per hour. That makes 0 sense. Always. Which of these is the best general rule for night driving? Drive slightly faster than the other traffic. Drive slightly slower than the other traffic. Increase the normal daytime following distance by 1 second. Yes, that makes sense. Buses may carry class 1 poison. Absolutely not. Explosives? Absolutely. That would be fun. Just don't blow it up in my bus and I'm good. Small arms ammunition labeled ORMT. Yeah, that's technically right. As a driver of a bus, you could choose to do whatever the hell you want. As long as you're not caught, you're good. How can you best avoid hindering other traffic on the highway? By driving slightly faster than the other traffic, by passing only the slowest vehicles, by traveling in convoy packs with other heavy vehicles, or by staying in the right-hand lane. Unfortunately, it's that one. Or I could just be ungoverned and go whatever speed I want, and then other people don't have to worry about me because going faster than them. That could also work. The posted speed on the curve is safe for cars in good weather, safe for buses in good weather, safe for cars in good weather. All right, I'm tired of doing these. I'm going to end it.